All right, meteorology questions 1, 2, and 5. Describe the formation of precipitation and explain the differences in rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Okay. When cloud particles become too heavy to remain suspended in the air, they fall to Earth as precipitation. Precipitation occurs in a variety of forms, such as hail, rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow. Rain develops when growing cloud droplets become too heavy to remain in a cloud and as a result fall towards the surface as rain. Rain can also begin as ice crystals that collect each other to form large snowflakes. As the falling snow passes through the freezing level into warmer air, the flakes melt and collapse into raindrops. Hail is a large frozen raindrop producing intense thunderstorms, where snow and rain can coexist in the central updraft. As the snowflakes fall, liquid water freezes onto them, forming ice pellets that continue to grow more and more as more droplets are accumulated. Upon reaching the bottom of the cloud, some of the ice pellets are carried by the updraft back to the top of the storm. Sleet is less prevalent than freezing rain and is defined as frozen raindrops that bounce on impact with the ground or other objects. Sleet frequently occurs mixed in with freezing rain and is made of frozen raindrops. Sleet forms in advance of a warm front and in the wintertime in a narrow band, which is usually sandwiched between an area of snow and then another area of rain or freezing rain. Progressing even further away from warm front, surface temperatures continue to decrease and the sleet changes over to snow. Snowflakes are simply aggregates of ice crystals that collect to each other as they fall towards the surface. Snow occurs when water droplets and clouds freeze, and these droplets then act as a nucleus onto which molecules of water vapor adhere, forming larger ice crystals. Once the growing snowflake is too heavy for the movement of air in the clouds to support, it falls to the ground. Snow can form in any clouds that are below freezing temperature, but only does so under the right conditions. Clouds below freezing temperatures do not automatically produce snowflakes, and that's because water droplets don't necessarily freeze just because something is below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The next question is define air mass and describe how they are classified. In relation to air masses, describe why Oklahoma is susceptible to tornadoes. In meteorology, an air mass is a volume of air defined by its temperature and water vapor content. So air masses cover many hundreds of thousands of miles and adapt to characteristics of the surface below them. They're classified according to latitude and their continental or maritime source regions. Air masses are described by two basic characteristics, which is temperature and moisture. Oklahoma is in a region called Tornado Alley, where a number of conditions come together to create these tornadoes. In the spring, the lower atmosphere heats up more than the upper atmosphere, creating instability as the warm air is definitely less dense. The storm systems pull warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico, creating even more instability. At the same time, they bring in masses of cooler air and drier air from north. Warm, wet southern winds mixed with cold, dry northern winds mixing is the main source of tornadoes, which is why Oklahoma has plenty of them because it's just right in that right spot, right in between. Why is the lifting of air so important? Discuss two processes of lifting. So lifting mechanisms are important for the formation of clouds and rain in combination with moisture and instability. But air can move vertically for several reasons covered. The upward motion of air can lead to the formation of clouds and precipitation if there's sufficient moisture to reach condensation as the air cools while moving up. One process that lifts air is called orographic lifting, which is caused when mountains cause the air to lift. So the rising generates clouds that produce large amounts of precipitation. Another one would be frontal wedging, which is the precipitation. When the precipitation is caused by frontal wedging in many regions, it results when cooler and denser air acts as a barrier over which warmer, less dense air rises. So, yep, and that is all. Thanks for listening, guys.